afternoon, everybody. We are sorry about some technical issues we're having with our live stream, but we are up and running, and it is time for News 5 Now. Let me get to your headlines. Immigration arrest this morning in Mobile County, plus minimum wage going up in Florida, and a special needs fair taking place right now in Mobile. Those stories and more on News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to News 5 Now. It is not a Monday, but it was a Monday on our live stream. We couldn't get it working, but we are so glad to be up and joining you. I'm Devin Walsh. Just wrapped up our noon show on WKRG, and we've got a lot going on this afternoon news-wise. Let's go ahead and get started with our big stories. Number 5, healthcare providers and community service groups are hosting a free event happening right now in Mobile to help people with special needs connect with the services they might need. Until 3 o'clock today, USA is hosting its first Disability Resource Fair at the Strata Center. They are bringing together groups like Catholic Social Services, Help with Medicaid, Educational Services, and more. Organizers say sometimes individuals with disabilities can find themselves with a diagnosis and no roadmap forward. So the idea behind the fair is to give families and individuals resources that they can connect with face-to-face and help them learn to advocate for themselves, for their needs, and for their services. Number 4, longtime sports talk show host Paul Feinbaum says he is considering a run for the U.S. Senate in Alabama next year. Feinbaum says the shooting death of Charlie Kirk has him thinking about public office. Qualifying is not until January 26th, so more could join the race. And the primary election will take place on May 19th of next year. Number 3, $45 million coming to cities in Mobile and Baldwin counties. We're talking about Go Mesa funding. That is basically BP oil spill money. The biggest amount of money, $5 million, will go to Gulf State Park, Campground, and Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. And you were just looking at $4 million will go to the Mobile Riverfront project. Also, $3.5 million for Brooklyn by the Bay. $3.5 million for the Gulf Shores Waterway Village Pedestrian Park, and $2.5 million for the Artificial Reef Project, where they're converting a casino boat to an artificial reef in Vila Battery. Number 2, minimum wage workers in Florida get a pay raise today. As of today, the minimum wage in Florida is $14 an hour. The new cash wage for tipped employees is $10.98, not factoring in tips that workers receive. Voters in Florida approved a yearly increase to raise the minimum wage by $1 every year on this day until it reaches $15. Florida's minimum wage will hit $15 per hour next year. And number 1, several people are in custody as part of a new immigration enforcement contract between the Sheriff's Department and the Homeland Security Department. Deputies pulled over a vehicle on Dauphin Island Parkway south of I-10 this morning. A lot of people got out and ran. Deputies chased them and arrested 4 people. As we first reported yesterday, the Sheriff's Office recently received a list from Homeland Security of nearly 100 suspected illegal immigrants in the county. And we have confirmed that the arrest this morning involved people on that list. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. All right, now we're talking about our question of the day involving politics. It's a story that I just mentioned to you about Paul Feinbaum considering running for the U.S. Senate. Do you have thoughts on that? Do you have thoughts about Paul Feinbaum possibly running for the U.S. Senate? Let's take a look at some of your comments. Kevin says if he can bring callers into hearings and meetings. Ann says, stick to one-sided football, please, Mr. Feinbaum. Kevin says he should. He's really good at waffling. Joseph says he'd vote for him before he votes for Tuberville. But Tuberville's now running for governor. Fewer politicians and more sportscasters, says William. Why? For crying out loud, why, says Byron. Why take a pay cut, says Bud. Randall says, won't get my vote. Paul Feinbaum is ready to navigate the complexities of federal laws and legislation due to his background in navigating the complexities of BCS and college football playoffs. He also has had numerous years of experience handling irate Alabama fans. So, some pretty funny comments there from all of you. We'll have to see how it pans out if he'll actually do it. He says he's intrigued by the idea, but we'll see if he actually goes through with it. All right, so kind of staying on the sports theme here a little bit in our poll, should Alabama high school football have a mercy rule? Yes, no, or no opinion. And of course, you know where we got this question from. The big defeat of Murphy this weekend by Williamson, 100-0. So Alabama high school football does not have a mercy rule. Basically, the coaches have to agree on ending the game early, shortening the quarters, that kind of thing. But Murphy's coach didn't want to do that, so they just went on with the game, and Murphy lost 100-0. If you want to participate in our question of the day or our poll of the day, you still have time. Go to WKRG.com or WKRG's Facebook page, and you have until 5:30 tonight. That is when the next edition of News 5 Now airs. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me here on News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you back tonight for WKRG News 5 at 5.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.